Concern over cuts to the Atlanta-based Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, as well as other agencies, this time from Georgia Democratic state lawmakers.
They were joined by dozens of fired workers at the Capitol today, and that's where we find Atlanta News First political reporter Doug Reardon. And Doug, they're concerned, but Republicans want to see more of this, right?
That's right. They have even brought forward a bill that would kind of create something similar to the federal version of the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE. That's the agency that's laying off these workers right now. And it's not just happening at the CDC. It's happening from every agency across the IRS to FEMA to the Department of Energy. It's just really worrying a lot of state lawmakers as to what the impacts could be. State Representative Syra Draper stands in front of dozens of current and recently fired CDC workers. They're caught up in a wave of federal employee job slashing that's impacted the IRS, Veteran Affairs, and Departments of Energy, Education, Interior, and more. The cuts were made by President Donald Trump's newly formed Department of Government Efficiency, led by tech billionaire Elon Musk.
There is nothing efficient about sending critical government agencies into a tailspin.
I couldn't believe it. I mean, it was just a shock.
Sonia Arendar was let go from her job with the CDC this week. She said there's still no list of fired employees. Colleagues have been finding out when they send an email and it bounces back.
They need to be strategic. I understand wanting to cut government waste, wanting to save money, but this isn't the way to do it.
Slashing the federal workforce was a campaign promise of Trump's. His allies in the State House say federal agencies shouldn't be surprised now that it's happening.
What they're doing right now is exactly what they said they were going to do.
Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones, a fierce ally of Trump's, is also pushing a state bill that would make cuts to Georgia programs in the name of efficiency.
You never like to see anybody lose their jobs, but you also have to be always looking at how to run any business or any agency or anything more efficiently.
Jones doesn't see mass layoffs of state employees if his bill were to pass, but he'll have to convince his colleagues, who are now far more skeptical.
I don't think anybody here is against the idea of efficiency in government, right? I just want to be very clear, that is not what is going on with DOGE.
Yeah, and here's the other thing. The White House has not come out with a hard and fast number on how many federal employees have either resigned or been fired since Trump took office. Estimates have it around 100,000. The entire federal workforce when Trump came into office, though, a couple of weeks ago, was at 2.5 million people. From the State House, Doug Reardon, Atlanta News First.